Hadn't lost since week 2. What a scene yesterday. The Skol chant before the game there. The Cowboys coming to town after losing to Green Bay. This was going to be a game. This was not a game. This was the largest road win in team history for the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Pollard had a day, including this 68-yard touchdown. He played wide receiver, remember, part of his time at Memphis. Zeke Elliott also, how about this? Bouncing off guys, spinning off guys. Minnesota now has a negative point differential, despite the fact they're 8-2. Worst home loss since the 60s.
It's certainly a disappointing outcome. And what I've learned in this league in my years is they all count one. And the point differential doesn't end up becoming a thing that sticks with it, but the loss or the win does. And so, you know, we've got to find a way moving forward to get wins and you know, play much better than we did tonight.
Everybody just played well tonight, and it starts with the focus and our preparation throughout the week, and just how we came in, as I said, taking it play by play, heightening the focus. That's our standard and our expectations, and we've just got to continue to build on that, understanding that this is one game, and we've got a quick turnaround coming Thanksgiving.
Crazy how things work with momentum. I mentioned Tom was at that game. He's back with us, stalwart pillar of this show, and Mark Ross as well. Happy Monday to you, Mark. Cowboys coming off the disappointing overtime loss, Mark, in Green Bay. Vikings riding high after that thrilling, also overtime victory in Buffalo. Cowboys defense just absolutely dominated from the minute that game began.
Yeah, for sure. I think Tom will get to the defense and that they just wreaked havoc. But I'm going to start on the offensive side of the ball there with Tony Pollard and the impact that he had. Look, we know Jerry Jones has come out and said Ezekiel Elliott, this team runs through Ezekiel Elliott. The running back coach has come out and said Tony Pollard can only have less than 30 touches. But the more that Tony Pollard touches the ball, the better things happen for this Dallas offense. Yesterday, still only 21 touches. But what did he do with that? 2 touchdown catches, one of 30 yards, one of 68 yards, really broke the game open, had a 20-yard run. And Tony Pollard is not only the best running back on the team, but this guy is one of the most talented, explosive, versatile backs in the league. I think yesterday was the best version of Dallas's offense where Pollard gets the explosive plays. Hey, put Zeke in there. He still is unique in what he can do in short yardage and goal line situations. But the more you can get Tony Pollard the ball and scheme him to get the ball, huge plays happen for the Dallas offense, which opens everything up. Dak Prescott, super efficient, but Tony Pollard is the key to that offense.
And Mark, what really got the ball rolling in that game yesterday against Minnesota was the defense, especially early on in that game. The first third down that the Vikings faced, Micah Parsons comes off the edge. Kirk Cousins trying to buy a little time, gets sacked, loses the football. The Cowboys recover, end up kicking a field goal on that drive. But I was in that Cowboys locker room after the game talking to guys like DeMarcus Lawrence and Micah Parsons, who both said they saw things change with Kirk Cousins after that play. He was still going through his reads, but started patting the ball. He didn't look really comfortable. The clock seemed to be sped up. Now, that's going to happen when your left tackle, Christian Darrisaw, is one of the best young linemen in the NFL, goes out. Second concussion, or at least the second time into concussion protocol here over the past 8 days for Darrisaw. Kevin O'Connell has already said he's not going to play Thursday night on Thanksgiving against the Patriots. That creates an issue. There's no doubt about it for a Vikings offense that has been so versatile through the course of the season. They were getting more explosive plays. That all went away yesterday. They're going to have to come up with a protection scheme as they move forward here to prevent other teams from doing what the Cowboys did yesterday, albeit without a guy like Micah Parsons, who certainly is a game changer himself.
With both these teams now, again, on the short week here, the Cowboys at home with the Giants coming to town, the Vikings at home with the Patriots coming to town. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Mark. Moving on now on a Monday as we get to the Eagles trying to bounce back, but they'd have to do so in Indianapolis with Jeff Saturday coaching his first home game, trying to become the first Colts coach to win his first 2 games since some guy named Jim Caldwell. And Indy had a lead in the fourth quarter until Jalen Hurts kind of took over. 23 yards on the scramble here for Jalen Hurts inside the 25-yard line. The Eagles had not rallied from down 10 in the fourth quarter to win a game in 12 years. Here's Quez Watkins with the 22-yard touchdown. Get him an oxygen mask on the sideline. It's 13-10. Matt Ryan takes a sack. with them in the red zone. That's a loss of 14. There's a face mask on that kind of, bizarro Monday night. No call. Hassan Reddick brought him down. Matt Ryan this time was the guy unhappy, unlike Philadelphia fans unhappy last week. And Jalen Hurts, give it another shot, makes a play. Aided, of course, by a pass interference. Zaire Franklin, I beg your pardon, the linebacker, downfield with the PI. And then on 4th down, Hurts on the keeper on 4th and 2. He gets 3. And then Hurts on the draw. He might still be running. Jalen Hurts and the Eagles bounce back. Nick Sirianni, it meant a lot to him. The Eagles going to win this thing 17-16 when Matt Ryan and the Colts turn it over on downs. Eagles win, aided in a big way by one of the new guys, Ndamukong Suh.
You and Linval get a sack together, it seems like, and you join this group up front. Did you get a sense, even with just one game, as deep as you guys are in that front seven, what you have the ability to do?
No question. I knew what I was coming into. Got a bunch of great guys, and obviously, Graves, hell of a player. Fletcher, hell of a player. BG, all those guys. Quinn, and I just wanted to come in, fit in, and support them, and be one of the guys.
You were excited to come here because of the winning culture that's here and what this team has done thus far. Yep. What was it like being on the sideline watching Jalen Hurts march down the field, the leader of this team?
Very impressive, to say the least. He's a young guy, but he's very mature, ahead of his age, and that's what I like. And I've been watching from afar all season, and really was at home in Portland, got to Tampa, and my home down there, and then just got the call. So we'll see what happens and go from there.
I said one of the two new guys, James Palmer, with us talking to Ndamukong Suh. It was not only Suh, it was Linval Joseph, two guys who came in midweek and helped the Eagles bounce back on the road.
Yeah, Andrew, everybody in that locker room that I was talking to was very impressed with both of those guys and what they did in a short period of time, except center Jason Kelsey, who told me they've been on the couch, they've been resting, they should be fresh, they should be able to go out there and play. As obviously he's joking, both these guys had a very limited time to come off the street and make an impact, and they both had a quarterback hit. You saw the sack right there that they had together, and Linval Joseph started this game, played 40% of the snaps, and Ndamukong Suh plays 26% of the snaps with just a couple of days to get ready for it. They bolster a front seven that they love to rotate a lot of guys. They like to keep guys fresh. Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargraves weren't able to do that Monday night against Washington on the field for so many snaps, and that's really what we're seeing now is adjustments with this defense. Jonathan Gannon and his group on that defensive side of the ball with the coaching staff, Andrew, deserve a lot of credit for what they've done. Nick Sirianni thought they made very good adjustments Monday night. They just happened too late. In this game, you saw what Jonathan Taylor and the Colts did on that opening drive. 75 yards. Jonathan Taylor has 49 yards rushing on the opening drive and a touchdown, and really nothing after that. This defense adjusted very quickly in what they wanted to do, and the big issue wasn't really stopping the run. They thought they're okay in that sense. It was really making sure they get off the field. You saw against Washington converting 12 of 21 third downs. Well, it's 5 for 15 for the Colts. It's making big plays in big moments. That Hassan Reddick sack, where it was 3rd and 5 from the 5 to get into the end zone where it could be a 2-score game. Well, they make a big play in a big moment. So it's big plays in big moments, getting off the field on 3rd down, and this defense making adjustments, and the additions of those two guys as an adjustment to the front. We're seeing this Eagles defense play very, very well, specifically in the second half, Andrew, where they haven't allowed a touchdown in the last 4 games.
And now that run defense will be needed in primetime next Sunday night against the Packers, a team that we saw run the ball well 2 weeks ago, and then everything kind of fell apart this past Thursday night. Thank you, James Palmer. After the Eagles bounce back and hold on to the #1 seed of the NFC, granted, Minnesota lost, so regardless, Philly would have held on to #1. But it feels good at 9-1 heading into Thanksgiving there atop the NFC.